Classic tonight, taking on Venezuela at 8 p.m. at the Marlins Stadium in Miami. Mets pitcher Nolan McLean will be starting for the USA tonight. Two first four games for the tournament are on tonight. UMBC versus Howard for a 16 seed at 6:40, and Texas versus NC State for an 11 at 9:15. It's 55 degrees at 6 o'clock time and temp, brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Let's go into the night with Rick Malou on 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
Here's to a long life and a merry one, a quick death and an easy one, a pretty girl and an honest one, a cold pint and another one. What are you drinking? Whatever the hell you put right in front of me. St. Patrick's Day 2026, an absolute pleasure to have you with us. I heard from my oldest Irish daughter earlier this afternoon, Ainsley Flynn Ballou. The ex-wife is 100% Irish. I'm 50% Irish, but I'm a good liar. And that's really the transition that you should be a part of tonight. Although they dumped it on us on a Tuesday. You know, that can't be great. It should have no effect, zero effect on what you're doing right now. But good luck tomorrow morning getting on up. I mean, I imagine some of you already played hooky last week during the Players. We do know that outside of the Monday after the Super Bowl, the 2 work days where most take off is Thursday and Friday during the NCAA college basketball tournament. You get 16 games both Thursday and Friday. So that's always a big call-in sick type of situation. Others do it well in advance. They just forget about it. I'm not coming into work. And, there's been many times where St. Patrick's Day falls during the tournament. Whether it be a Thursday, Friday, or I guess even some weekends. It seemed like forever when I was on spring break that always seemed to be the case. That's when I guess I first really did recognize that back in the late 80s. We have some entry games tonight. Florida, you're going to have to wait until tomorrow to see who you get. I believe Lehigh is a small favorite. Florida and Miami both playing very late for you coming up on Friday night. Friday night, we'll be out at Top Dog. All right? We'll be there right in Bartram. That should be a whole heck of a lot of fun. Myself, 6 to 8, Hacker Nation, 8 to 10. Coming up on Thursday, Ponte Vedra's Mr. Chubby's. We'll be out there. Same deal. 6 to 8 on Thursday, 8 to 10, or 6 to 8, and then 8 to 10, myself and Ryan Green. So we do hope to see you out there again. It's just everything's linking together. Yeah, I get so bothered when I hear people say, oh, there's nothing going on. There's nothing happening in sports. And I understand that for the most part, compared to the last several years, because Trent Baalke, I mean, he spent Shad Khan's money like a drunken Irishman. And we certainly did see what the Jaguars were forced to do a year ago to try to change the culture. And all the free agents they brought in during the first wave, then they would continuously bring in free agents, a little bit later on in the process, something that that absolutely had to have, it had to show itself here. There's no doubt. I mean, out of everything that's happened with these Jaguars now, 31 years that they have had this franchise, I think the most aggravating part for me will always be the acceptance of losing in 2024. I've never seen anything like it, college or pro. I mean, guys who were over it by the time they got into the locker room. Guys that had turned the page, after their kind of soft Cinemex at the 50-yard line, grabbing and holding and doing all that stuff. I mean, you're totally out of it. You're paying $22 a pop, $22 a brew. You're beside yourself. You're so aggravated. These guys, smiles, sign shirts, tongue and ears, whatever it may be. And then they just go to the locker room and they're over it. They're completely done. And 2024 was the worst. It was really, I think, the darkest year of this franchise. Really, the only thing I would compare that to would be Nick Foles telling you to be patient. And just saying that is so laughable. Telling you to deal and go through the trials and tribulations. So if you're celebrating tonight, have a great time. I'm all about partying. I hope you really get after it. Do yourself and others a favor. Hop on the Uber. Call a taxi. Have a designated driver. Definitely want you to party. I do not want you to get behind the wheel. I brag about Jacksonville. It's my home. I'm going to take my final breath right here in Duval. Outside of not really a city, which gets a lot of criticism, and they're working on it, okay? It's not as though it's going to happen overnight, but I think everyone's aware. Hell, I used to be a fan of the Landing. I'll come right out and admit it. But outside of downtown, okay, the only thing that really I can't understand about Duval in St. Johns County, and you can go all the way around Amelia Island, you can go to Palm Coast, you can go to St. Augustine, you can do any of that stuff. Man, there's not any Irish bars. And where I grew up, they were on every street corner, right? You got Dunkin' Donuts and you got an Irish bar. And they were very prevalent in Chicago as well. And I get it. The Irish really hit Boston, New York, and Chicago. Those are three huge Irish cities. But, you just can't create an Irish bar. You can't go out and build one today. They have to be old. They have to have style. They have to have history. They have to have sticky floors. They have to have broken chairs. They have to have crooked pictures, right? I mean, you just can't try to create something. And unfortunately, this town is lacking. But if that's my only complaint, and it is, I mean, look at it today. What was it, 85 degrees out today, Aaron? Absolutely spectacular. I was walking around. I had on a black wife beater today. I was doing a little bit of yard work. I thought of you because I know whenever you take your shirt off, it's a gun party. But what do we have, 85 today? No wind?
I don't think it's right to lie to the good folks in Jacksonville. Rick, I don't know if we want to do that.
All right. But that's the only thing. I don't complain about the weather. I love it when it's hot. I don't complain about the traffic. Okay, the traffic's bad everywhere. You got to be a defensive driver. I just wish we had some Irish bars. There's a couple near me. They ain't worth a you-know-what. They're just, no. And that is unfortunate. All right, that's my only complaint all night. Again, I start off with an Irish prayer. And I want you to have a good time. It's such a special time of the year. And this just continues with tonight's baseball game. And then the rest of the week with certainly the NCAA tournament. We're going to hear from another Irishman coming up at 6:36. Ryan O'Halloran is going to join us. Ryan's not a drinker, which is shocking with Irish descent. I think he may be the only Irishman that I know who's not a drinker. But we're not going to talk to him about booze. We're going to talk to him about the Jaguars. Grades have come in now on free agency, and they are very unkind to Jacksonville. CBS Sports gives him a D. Garrett Pottle. Never heard of him. Okay? I mean, that's all I do is read. and he gave the Jaguars actually a D-. It was the lowest grade of all 32 teams. The only other club who was in the D range was Denver at a D+. Remember, Denver's the only team in the NFL that hasn't brought in a player from another organization. Jacksonville did bring in Chris Rodriguez. The more you read about Chris Rodriguez, I have to believe the more excited you are getting. The more you see any video on Chris Rodriguez, it really becomes that much more understandable as to why they went there. I mean, this guy averages 4.6 yards a carry. He averages 4 yards after contact. And if you measure that compared to other runners, he was number 2 in the NFL, 112 carries a year ago. That's the other part of this. There is no loss of wear on his tires. He is ready to go. I still think it's Bashal Tutin who's going to be the primary ball carrier. We'll see what ends up happening. The one Achilles heel, if you will, for Chris Rodriguez is we're told he can't catch the football. Only 6 professional catches. When Liam Cohen had him at Kentucky, however, he caught double that amount. So, that's why Tank's not here. That's why Bigsby's not here. He couldn't do 2 to 3 things. Despite his body, which is imposing physically, Tank was not good in pass protect, and obviously he had just terrible hands. Tank was good at running between the guards. Tank was good at running between the tackles. Tank was good at trying to move the pile on 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 4th and 1. Felt like Jacksonville last year still didn't have that in their arsenal. I think you have it now with Chris Rodriguez. When you look at the other 2 guys, Tutin, Allen Jr., they're complete backs. They do everything that you can ask for. I mean, it feels like Allen Jr. and Tutin almost enjoy being in pass protection. And I think they made Travis Achon better in pass protect because he really ranked about as poor as you could back during 2024. And again, he was injured, during that season. And they both have really soft hands. What I think is going to be very interesting is to, study them this year. What is their vision like? How much wiggle do they have? How much patience do they have? Le'Veon Bell got all the credit for being such a patient runner. Just go back and watch Fred Taylor. You trying to tell me that if Fred Taylor didn't want to, he couldn't have exploded to the line of scrimmage faster? Of course he could. But he trusted his offensive line. He allowed the offensive line to not finish their blocks, but to get into their blocks. And, there used to be this thinking around here. I remember talking to Tyrone Wheatley about this a few years ago, the running backs coach in Duval. And he had a great saying about instead of running to the hole, it's about running through the hole. And that's something that they really tried to address, particularly when it came to Travis Etienne. Travis, at times in those situations, was hesitant. And he wasn't, really, that wasn't his forte as far as a power back, although he did measure out better than most when it came to yards after contact and missed tackles. Travis could make people miss. So, I think it's a good pickup here. And obviously, Chris Rodriguez Jr. is not a Blazer. He's not going to beat you in that fashion. I think he's a power runner who could possibly be a bell cow if called upon. This feels like, to me, it's going to be running back by committee. My best guess right now is Tutin gets the majority of the carries, but Rodriguez Jr. gets a whole heck of a lot himself. I wouldn't think Rodriguez is going to be a third. That may be the one part that's telling, and you may see. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we're out there in late July and we're out there in August, and when we start to give you our observations we start saying something like this. Chris Rodriguez Jr. has better hands than I thought. Chris Rodriguez Jr. has better hands than the report said that he did. Why? Because it only makes sense to get him involved with that. Because if Rodriguez Jr. comes in and he can't catch, and it's 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 4th and 1, every single human being alive knows he's going to get the ball and run it straight up the middle. Look at what Liam Cohen did last year on 4th and 1. Remember the very first preseason game of the year? He ran Diami Brown on a counter. And people were like, why would you waste a reverse during a preseason game? Well, it wasn't a waste. It's what he does. That's Liam Cohen's scheme. And he wasn't afraid to show everyone that this is what we're going to do. We're going to go for it on 4th down, and we're going to run reverses. Well, if you can't catch, people are really smart who play this game. They're going to say it's a run, it's a run, it's a run. If all of a sudden you start catching the ball out of the backfield and you make that part of your repertoire, then maybe he could become a 3rd down back. Right now, he's not because he doesn't catch it. Just something to consider. We got a lot to consider tonight. It's going to be a blast over the next couple of hours. All right, we'll talk about the youngster, Nolan McLean. He gets the baseball tonight for Team USA. 8 career starts for the Mets, 24 years of age. And he gets the baseball. We know it's going to come down to the bullpen. There's no doubt. Both sides. Eduardo Rodriguez, who I never thought was a gamer. I mean, he won like 17 games one year in Boston. He just reminds me a little bit of when they had Aaron Seeley. Who's the other guy they brought in as a free agent, paid him a ton of money. He was just so gutless. I can't remember who it is. Maybe I'll find it during the break. But, I mean, you want to be a gamer. You know, you want a guy out there that is a hoss. You want a guy out there that's not afraid to give up a home run if he's testing batters, if he's going after batters. Not tinkering here, none of that. But we'll see. I love the USA tonight. I think they'll win this game. I think they'll pound Eduardo Rodriguez, even though the total is 8.5. That's actually pretty high considering how low scoring these games have been. But we'll get into that as well. All right, Shmunez Vision is here. Happy St. Patrick's Day to all of them. I know they're all out celebrating. Perhaps they're done because they will be getting up early in the morning to take on their Wednesday responsibilities. But on this St. Patrick's Day, how cool would it be to have 20/20 vision for the rest of your life? Imagine that just for 1 minute. Think about it. 20/20. Never falling asleep with your contacts in. Never running out of contacts. Where did I go last? I went to Arizona a few weeks ago. And my GF's like, I forgot to pack your contacts. And I'm like, what? What? You took on this responsibility. You like to do the packing. Okay. She was wrong. She had packed them. But I had already placed a text to Dr. Shmunez, who was going to react, immediately and get something sent to Arizona. That's the type of guy he is. That's the type of doctor he is. Now, I'm not a candidate for laser eye surgery, but you may be. Okay? Make yourself an appointment today. Just go to Shmunez Vision. Again, more than 37 years worth of experience when it comes to surgery with Dr. Neil, Dr. Catherine Shmunez, and Dr. John Hunt. All right, we got a lot to do. That includes Ryan O'Halloran. In 17 minutes, we're going to hear from you as well as we get things started on a St. Patrick's Day on the home of the Jags.
Can you imagine a life without 1010XL?
No, please, no, no, no!
Fortunately, you don't have to.
Woo, woo, woo!
1010XL, part of your life.
Problem solved.
Everybody, Mike Dempsey here for big number one Duval Ford. It's truck time in Jacksonville, and all month long you can drive home a brand new 2025 F-150 with no money down, no payments for 90 days, and 0% interest for 60 months. That's right, a new F-150 with 0 down and 0% for 60 months. See all the deals now at DuvalFord.com, or just stop by big number one Duval Ford, 1616 Cassett Avenue today. It's truck time at big number one Duval Ford.
Indoor golf in Ponte Vedra is here. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Play the best courses in the world at Back Nine Golf. Top simulators, analytics to improve your game, or just have a blast with friends or a client. Get this, you can bring your own beverages, including cocktails. Go to back9golf.com, book a tee time today. Membership opportunities, lessons, Back Nine Golf in Ponte Vedra, next to Nice High School. Back Nine Golf, where golf never sleeps.
He speaks softly and carries a suitcase full of stories.
The quarterback whisperer.
Get an inside look at football's greatest position with Denny Thompson. Friday mornings on The Drill. Tuned up by George Moore Chevrolet on 1010XL.
Come visit the best sports restaurant in town. That's Big Dogs in Orange Park, known for great burgers, huge wings, pizza, salads, and special nightly events like trivia and karaoke. You'll all love it at Big Dogs Restaurant in Orange Park.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itppartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
The time to buy an emergency generator is before you need it, not when you're sitting in the dark. Storms happen in a hurry in Florida, so be prepared. Protect your family and property with American Electrical Contracting. Call them today, 737-7770.
Hey, it's Angela and Brian Wall. How many companies do you know in this day and age that actually want their potential customers to call their competition and get quotes from them?
That's what WonderWorld wants you to do. WonderWorld knows there are other window companies out there, but we also know those other guys. When compared to WonderWorld, they can't offer you the quality at the price that WonderWorld can.
And with Window World, you get the absolute best guarantee there is in the window replacement business.
If anything goes wrong with your new Window World windows, 5 years from now, 10, 15, 50, Window World and I will be there to fix it for you. You get peace of mind with Window World, and to top it off, Window World windows increase the value of your home. So look what you get with Window World. Quality windows, low price, the best guarantee in the business, energy savings, and an increase in the value of your home. A win-win for you.
Call Window World today and get your free in-home estimate, or see them online at windowworldneflorida.com.
Window World, simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors. The price of gold is soaring, and the price of silver is near record highs. If you've got gold or silver just lying around, Estates Roadshow wants it. Broken chains, old rings, coins, watches, diamonds, vintage jewelry. If it's valuable, they're buying it. No appointment needed, just walk in, get a free appraisal, and walk out with cash. They're also buying pre-1964 silver coins, flatware, sterling silverware stamped 925. They're buying coin collections, gold, silver, foreign, and domestic. Plus, they've been in business over 35 years with thousands of prior happy customers. Licensed, bonded, state-certified scales, highest tech equipment, employees with GIA certifications. The Estates Roadshow is happening 10 to 5 through Friday, close by in St. Augustine at World Golf Renaissance and Palm Coast at the Holiday Inn Express. Call Marshall at 609-781-6559 or go to estatesroadshow.com and follow Estates Roadshow on Facebook to see all upcoming events.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Hey, whiskey, you're the devil, you're leading me astray. over hills and mountains and to America.
Into the Night with Rick Police on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Drunk or sober.
Oh, no, brave boys, we're on for
We're sober, although I'm told this is a better show if you've had a couple. We're always here for you when it comes to that. We have one simple rule. Finish them. You're not some sorority girl. And number two, don't get behind the wheel. It amazes me how many... Why, when we get free stuff, do we treat it so poorly? I mean, if you're to go to a bar and pay whatever it costs for a cocktail, or whatever it costs for a sandwich or a cowboy steak, or something like that, you're going to eat it and you're going to drink it. But all of a sudden, if you're a part of, hey, it's all you can eat, it's all you can drink, it's a wedding, it's an Irish Catholic wedding, it's an open bar, you don't finish it. It's amazing to me. I've never understood that. If you look at Aaron Williams, you look at Rick Boyle, here's two gentlemen who finish their cocktails and their food. Is there any doubt about it?
Yeah, I definitely do finish my food. I may have 2 cocktails a year, maybe.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I'm not a big drinker. I'm a social drinker. I can't just, some people, they can get home from work and crack open a beer and drink it. Not me. I can only drink around people.
I only do that when I'm, uptight about something. So that's like 4 nights a week. But I really only get uptight about sports. I don't get bothered by anything else. I simply don't. But a great deal of my life is involved in the world of sports. No question about it. And right now, it's just ugly. It just is. Although the Celtics have life, the Bruins have some life. They're both going to be wide open. Florida State football, I mean, again, I've never been so immensely detached from them as I am right now. And it's so sad. And that's an emotion I almost never get. It's easy for me to be happy. It's very easy for me to get mad. Sad? Mm-mm. But that's the way I am with the alma mater. I mean, if you paid me $10,000 for every Seminole that I could mention right now on the team, I'd probably walk out of the studio with like $30,000 or $40,000. It's just awful. It's just pathetic. It really is. And they're not doing anything to try to help it. So they put it on themselves. It's one thing if the effort is there. Again, that's why I began the show and I brought up the 2024 Jags. They didn't care that they lost. Think about how hard it was for Baselli, Gladstone, Cohen, and company to fix a roster where most of the players who played could care less if they won or lost. That was the worst I've ever seen. But over at FSU right now, it's just a dead program. It's morbid. It is. It's got no lifeline. None. Zip. I see the odds are 6.5 for the total. Really? That means Florida State would have to win a road game. Crying out loud. Last time Florida State won a road game, St. Patrick chased the snakes out of Ireland. Stop picking on Ken Rosenthal. Why is he getting beaten up on social media? Why are people stooping way down to the level of his height? I worked with Ken Rosenthal for 7 years at the Sporting News. He is one of the kindest, one of the most genuine human beings I've ever met. He used to come on my show every single night during the games. This was before he was at Fox. He is an outstanding person. And it just amazes me how people will latch on to something. We talked about it a little bit yesterday, about how the fans have changed in the great sport of golf, how the PGA Tour fans now are vicious. Okay? They're going to comment. They're going to get on Fitzy. They're going to do it for a number of reasons. They're going to do it because they're drunk. They're going to do it because they're betting. They're going to do it because they can't win a Ryder Cup. And he was next man up there playing, obviously, against Cameron Young. And then you have it now where, this video comes out. He backs up and knocks over like a photojournalist. And I guess he didn't run to him immediately and help him up. He did not. He went to go do his interview, but he's just gotten, this is like a career-changing moment for Ken Rosenthal. Does a lot of good things for charity. I just don't get it. Tonight's show brought to you by the good folks over at the Alexander Law Practice. Okay? We'll get there in a moment. The 7428 says, Blue, I don't like it when people don't finish their bong hit. I didn't even know that they were still, I guess they are. You can just smoke dope outside now and do whatever you want. How about the kid at, was it Arizona or Michigan? Who's the kid who got popped for like 2.1 pounds of pot? Bama.
Is that Alabama?
Yeah, Aiden Holloway. What are you doing with, can you still make money selling dope? It's like available everywhere. Certainly, like every fifth store, it's come on in. Show me your license, right? I think you can only go into these stores if you do have a license. And I'm all for it if it helps you. These football players were beaten up. If it helps you through the bumps and bruises, I know a couple of people, it just settles them in. It allows them to sleep. I can't do it. I would get way too paranoid. It would drive me insane. But a bong hit, man, I haven't heard of one of those in like 20 plus years. Maybe people still get after it that way. I don't know. I always thought the doobie was the coolest, right? It's kind of like, you're sneaking it and passing it, and it's kind of, like a group effort. And there's something cool about a doobie, but a bong hit. I remember my roommates used to do those gravity bong hits in a sink. They cut like a milk carton in half. These guys were insane. All right, you mentioned an Irish bars now in town. They're not spending any money on our radio station. I'm not going to give them a free plug. I'm not going to do it. They're not that. Listen, talking about the corned beef and cabbage sandwich. Let's be honest here. We're all friends. Irish food is not that great. And I'm half Irish.
I agree.
Okay? It's not that good. Shepherd's pie, sliders, corned beef, whatever it's not. You can't compare it to Italian. You can't compare it to barbecue. You can't compare it to seafood, especially over at the Blue Crab Crab House. You can't compare it to a steak house, a chop house. Somewhere on down the line, Chinese food is better. Japanese food is better. Tex-Mex. My GF for the last 17 years is from Texas. I eat Tex-Mex like, I don't know, twice a week. And I love it. I love everything. Whatever you put in front of me, I'm going to eat. But we can't brag about Irish food here. We can brag about Irish cocktails. Right? An Irish car bomb. We can brag about Guinness. We can brag about Tullamore Dew. We can brag about Bailey's, right? And their version of a hot chocolate or their version of a Irish coffee. Oh yeah, I'm with you. But food?
Not only that, I because like my wife's family, like they're part Irish, and they go crazy over corned beef. I think that is the most overrated thing. And it's super expensive. Like, it's way expensive for how good people make it seem like it is. I don't even think it's all that great.
Yeah. I don't mind it. It's just, put it this way. I've never gone to an Irish bar for Irish food. Never have.
Right.
And I don't think I ever would.
You go for the liquor.
I'm just there to have a good time. I mean, Irish bars to me is about someone on guitar. It's live entertainment. It's music. And What do you notice for the most part in Irish bars? People smiling, having a great time. That's what you get in most Irish bars. At least that's my vision of the way they've always been. And, hey, listen, I was back in Boston in June. I lost my dad. All right, we had a good get-together after. All my friends I grew up with, they live in different parts of New England now. They're all scattered. So at the end, my GF and I just went out and went to a couple of Irish bars. There's nothing better. There really isn't. All right, I've overshot the runway. Tonight's show is brought to you by the Alexander Law Practice. I'm going to tell you all about them on the other side. We're also going to bring in our good buddy, Ryan O'Halloran.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Hey, Hicken here. I couldn't be any happier than to join the George Moore Chevrolet family. When I say family, I mean it. Visit their beautiful showroom today off Atlantic Boulevard. Find out exactly what I'm talking about. No pressure, just friendly help. And whether you want a car, a truck, SUV, electric, pre-owned, you name it, George Moore Chevrolet has it. And if you can't make it over to Atlantic Boulevard, no problem. MooreChevy.com is easy to navigate as any site you will try. It's never been more easy to use. George Moore Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
This is Frank Frangie for the farm at Okefenokee. Can you imagine owning a handcrafted cabin tucked into a 1,000-acre regenerative farm? Imagine enjoying fresh produce from the garden, fruit from the orchard, meats from the smokehouse. Every meal is a true farm-to-table experience all year long. Belong to a place where your family can choose nature over screens, spending their days feeding animals, picking berries, and fishing in the farm's pond. Learn more at okefarm.com. That's okefarm.com.
You know, Mr. Chubby's Wings is giving away free beer again this year for the Madness Tournament.
Do they really give you a free pint of Budweiser for each game you pick right?
Yes, all you gotta do is fill out your bracket now at 1010XL.com. Overall winner gets tickets to Welcome to Rockville on Saturday. But for free beer, just download your bracket, print it out, and bring it into any Mr. Chubby's Wings location during the games. Every game you pick right, you get a free beer.
Go to 1010XL.com now. It's the Free Beer Chubby Madness Bracket Challenge. See Mr. Chubby's Wings Facebook for full contest details.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $5,000 per ounce, and silver is over $100 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold and silver for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
All right, Jackson, let's talk about it. Spring cleaning feels great until your drains remind you what they've been holding on to all winter. If your sink's burping, your shower's backing up, or your toilet's hesitating like it's reading a blitz, it's time to call in the pros. Call Duck Duck Rooter. During their spring drain cleaning promotion, get your drains cleaned plus a free camera inspection for just $129. Must have outside clean out, honest pricing, proven experience, no fourth quarter surprises. When you're stuck, call the Duck. That's 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
Free agency profiles are covered by Premier Outdoor Inc., a visionary of hardscapes and aquatics.
Jacksonville played it coy in the free agent game, avoiding the big splash. Their best move was re-signing cornerback Monteric Brown for 3 years and $33 million. After losing ETN to New Orleans, they found help in former Washington running back Chris Rodriguez. Liam Cohen is familiar with his skill set after coaching him at Kentucky. It's 2 years in Teal for the former Wildcat.
Are high-interest credit cards and other loans sucking the life out of your finances? It's time to say no more. Let Loan Pronto tap the equity on your home and get the cash you need now so you can pay it all off. Hey, it's Prosser here. Corey and Jack called Loan Pronto in a matter of days. They had $160,000. They kept their 3% mortgage intact, didn't even need an appraisal, and with all that cash, they wiped out all their credit cards and 2 car loans, saving $2,000 a month. You can do it too. LoanPronto.com, the rapid equity loan program, can get you $100,000, $200,000, even $500,000 in cash. Chloe and Ethan just did it. Consolidated all their high-interest debt into one super low monthly payment, giving them an extra $1,000 a month. Imagine, pay off all the credit cards, slash your monthly payments, breathe easier. Get your life back. Interest rates are at 3-year lows. Call Loan Pronto today, 904-999-1500. That's 904-999-1500. Or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
And our guest is Ryan O'Halloran, columnist of the Florida Times-Union. Happy St. Patrick's Day, Mr. O'Halloran.
Yes, I have all black on because I don't really have anything green.
What?
I acknowledge the holiday.
Right. You don't have anything green?
Maybe one shirt and maybe some University of North Dakota stuff buried in the back of the closet. But since it was 25 degrees here today, I didn't really venture out a lot.
All right. And now I was going to ask you a drink of choice, and you've been in my bar a few times watching hockey. I don't think there's a drink of choice for Ryan O'Halloran.
No, nothing particular. I'm a Diet Coke. I'm on a Diet Coke kick lately. And,
okay.
I mainline Diet Coke at the Players the other day.
All right. Yeah, we're going to get to the Jags, but just give us, one opinion on what you witnessed. I know you covered the Players Championship, and, I talked about it all week. Oh, I would love to see theatrics on what I think is the most difficult hole, arguably on the PGA Tour, the most difficult 18th hole. And certainly it reared its ugly head for Fitzy, and the result is a huge win for Cam Young.
Yeah, and you have to credit Cameron Young. He won the tournament. Oberg hit 2 in the water, 1 on 11, 1 on 12. Just couldn't get it back. Well, even though he'd only won once on tour, Cameron Young said, "Hey, I'm going to take this tournament." Took advantage. 17, great shot off the tee, and then on 18 hit a 375-yard drive. Imagine the adrenaline there, but it was a great day. The course showed its teeth. The greens were hard. You could see that on Saturday when you walked the course. They were browning up a little bit, and they wanted this to be March's major. Well, it played like a major course on Sunday.
Yeah. Fans a little bit out of control. I wish we had more time. We get into that, but we will at another stop. Instead, we want to get into the Jaguars. Okay. We talked last Tuesday. It was Wednesday night, right before I went on the air. The announcement came in that they had signed Chris Rodriguez to a 2-year contract. Not a lot of wear in his tires, and the thing that really sticks out to me is average per carry, also average after contact.
Yeah, I think we're on the right page on that Tuesday night, Rick. We thought they would sign a veteran running back. We're probably a little bit off on the time frame. I thought it'd be this week and maybe a 1-year deal, but then you dig into it, familiar with Liam Cohen. He gets a 2-year deal. And also, I think it's a sign that league-wide, the draft isn't full of immediate help at the running back spot. So the Jaguars were proactive. He's the only guy they signed, but you mentioned the statistics. Hasn't played a lot, but you watch his tape from last year a little bit. I've dug into it. Washington's run game was terrible. I mean, they couldn't block anybody. So I'd be interested to see how he fits in here. But you mentioned the yards per carry, 4.5. That is impressive. And then also as a receiver, didn't do much of anything. So he's going to be a runner, and I think there'll be more of a 3-headed attack as opposed to last year where it was really one guy.
I was kind of going through some sort of a prediction that he doesn't appear to have great hands. He only caught 6 balls in the NFL. He did catch much more when he was with Liam Cohen at Kentucky. It can become very obvious for defenses if it's 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 4th and 1, and you put in Rodriguez knowing he's going to get the ball. So with that said, would you be surprised at all if they really work on his hands during training camp and we end up saying he's got pretty decent hands?
Yeah, I think you want all your guys to at least be functional for that very reason. You don't want to become obvious. But in those short yardage situations, I like LaQuint Allen as a bulldozer. Showed he could get some of those yards. But right now, if you had to size it up on 3rd down, LaQuint Allen's probably going to be your guy because he can protect, he can catch a little bit. But you need to add some versatility. And, this is Rodriguez, only 25 years old. You mentioned the lack of tread on the tire. Only had 198 carries. So he probably, they probably view him still as an ascending player that they can maybe teach a couple new tricks to. Based on what the running back free agent crop was looking like, it's I give it a thumbs up from the Jaguars' perspective.
Ryan O'Halloran, our guest, columnist with the Florida Times-Union, joins Rick Ballou here on the home of the Jags. All right, have they done it backs? With backs, you posted a few hours ago today that the Jags should call John Eric Sullivan, the new general manager in Miami, and you mentioned a couple of guys, including a back. Do you think they could still make a move there?
I mean, with that dart throw to get Achane from Miami, it probably would cost you Allen or Tootin. I don't think they seem keen on it. But when a team is in a total teardown, you call them and say, "Hey, what will it take? That's it. We'll do it. Then we'll figure it out ourselves." The one that I would really be interested in is Zach Seiler, defensive tackle.
Mm-hmm.
His base salary is very low this year, so you can make it work with your cap. His base salary goes way up next year. Worry about that next year. This is where the Armstead contract really hamstrings the Jaguars until June 1st, even if they do decide to move him, is they just don't have a lot of space right now to add money. And so if you're the Dolphins, maybe you sit back and say, hey, we're getting calls on this veteran defensive tackle. We're trading everybody else. Let's wait till after the draft. Maybe we can get a little bit more and get a 2027 pick when they really want to start their rebuild. But I think he makes a ton of sense for the Jaguars.
So it'll be Devon, and this is the second week in a row you've mentioned him. Yeah, obviously you're high on him. The other case would be the Jags add Devon Achane after losing Travis Achane.
That was a story. Well, it's like Travis. We'll call you whatever you want to be called. Just tell us.
Yeah.
And so that was one of those weird stories last week. But it would be ironic. You trade a guy who wants to be called that now, but wasn't called that before, for a guy essentially who's always been called that.
Yeah. Quick thought on a lot of the national media who have really, ripped what they've done in free agency. The comment that, first off, it was nice to talk with James Gladstone last week, but the comment he made about compensatory picks next year, and those who cover the team daily know how much Bulky spent, know how much Gladstone was forced to spend a year ago to rebuild this roster. No one who does this here in town thought that they were going to go out and bring in player after player after player. Why has the majority of the national media missed this?
Lack of preparation. They expect the Jaguars to do dumb things. I guess I'll sum it up like that. That said, the Jaguars have given them plenty of ammunition over the years to say that, to think that. But also, it was good asking Gladstone some questions, and he did provide some insight. And when he went to the compensatory route, hopefully that confirmed to people from the outside what we've been saying for 2 months. A, they don't have the needs to go shopping for a spree. B, they didn't have cap space. And then you add C, they're looking ahead to getting some premium draft capital next year for losing the running back and the linebacker, and maybe even Greg Newsome could fetch you something. So the only thing that was remotely surprising about the first week of free agency from the Jaguars is they didn't add a veteran linebacker. Right. I do think that's a need, but that doesn't mean they can't this week or next week. So, to me, it's total laziness on the national front, just like with their Crosby and Thomas reporting, which I debunked the Crosby angle, and Gladstone doubled down on that and also doubled down on the Thomas angle as well.
Wow. Yeah, it happens. No doubt about it. And, that's why I always say to our Jaguars listening fans, you got to trust the local media, man, national media. There's a few good ones out there. I agree. I believe you'd agree with that. But for the most part, they are really lacking. All right, Ryan, enjoy tonight's baseball game. Should be a great one. Another chance of USA. USA probably won't be as loud as it was during the back nine at the Players' Championship.
No, and I think if you saw the video of them walking in with the USA hockey jerseys on, that gets you fired up.
Oh, it does. No doubt. Ryan, great stuff. We'll talk again soon. Thank you.
All right, Rick. Talk to you later.
There he goes, Ryan O'Halloran. And he is the columnist of the Florida Times-Union. Much more to do. We'll run till 8 o'clock on this St. Patrick's Day.
We love winning, and 1010XL wants you to win our contests. We also like to share the winning. That's why we ask you to wait 30 days to win again so others get a chance to have the winning feeling. Find complete contest details at 1010XL.com.
Welcome to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they're North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. Online at keybuickgmc.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
Homeowners, ready to open your home to spring and shut out high energy bills? It's 31 days of spring savings with Renewal by Andersen. Right now, buy 2 windows or doors and get the third 60% off. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. But this offer expires March 31st. Renewal by Andersen, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
Don't miss the Bari Breakdown with Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays around 1:35 for the latest in sports injuries from all the big names in the game. Who's MIA, who's coming back? Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays at 1:35 on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
It's tournament time, and Best Bet St. Augustine has a full lineup of poker tournaments this month. Don't miss daily no-limit hold'em tournaments with buy-ins ranging from $60 to our $160 6-hour Ironman on Fridays. And don't miss the exciting $300 no-limit hold'em St. Augustine Championship with a $100,000 guarantee from March 26th through the 29th. For more information, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
For the greenest, luscious lawn on the block, choose the local legends, Roundtree Sod. Don't just settle for ordinary. Let Roundtree Sod deliver you a picture-perfect lawn. To get a free estimate, call 7414-SOD. 7414-SOD.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
You may not be able to control the air you breathe on the outside, but you certainly can on the inside of your home. Just call Florida Home AC and ask about the Remy Halo. It's the next generation of air quality technology. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC.
Here's a health and wellness tip from orthopedic specialists of Jacksonville.
Here's a simple tip for shoulder health to improve your posture. Slouching can put extra stress on your shoulders, leading to pain and injury. Make sure your head is over your shoulders are relaxed and pulled back, and your spine is properly aligned, whether you're sitting or standing. If you sit for long periods of time, make sure to get up and take breaks and work on pulling your shoulders back. Get up and get moving, Jacks, and go Jags.
Stay healthy with orthopedic specialists of Jacksonville.
Your time matters, so why waste it sitting in a dealership for a basic oil change? At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, you're in and out in 15 minutes. No appointment needed, and you never leave your car. Rated 4.7 stars nationwide and #1 quick lube in America by Forbes for customer service. The experts at Valvoline will have you on your way quickly. And FYI, your warranty can't be affected by having Valvoline work on it. That's the law, no matter what other places may insinuate. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Quick, easy, done.
Coach Campo here, and I just want to tell you about the best pizza I've had right here in Duval, and that's Tony D's Pizza. Tony works hard to make every slice perfect. If you love pizza like I do, you need to go to Tony D's, Bay Meadows and 295.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Happy St. Patrick's Day to you and yours. Wear the green. You ever drink green beer before? Put dye in there. It's a big deal in certain places.
I have not.
A lot of people wouldn't do it because it looks unappealing, but it actually doesn't change the taste at all. But anyway, just wondering. St. Patrick's Day is a phenomenal time of year. No doubt about it. And, I do wish it was on a Thursday or Friday, but I can't do anything about that. Neither can you. I imagine it has affected some. We're like, I'm not going to do it. I got a big day at work tomorrow. I got to get up, get the kids to school. Although I think there's a lot of spring breaks going on. Anyway, that is that. Thank you to Ryan O'Halloran. That's the second consecutive week that he's mentioned Zach Zeiler. Okay, he'll be 31 in September out of Ferris State. He's 6'6", 300. He had 5.5 sacks last year. He had 10 sacks apiece in 2023 and 2024. So, I don't have Miami's total defensive numbers in front of me, but obviously they did not have a great year. And if you're not having a great year and you're trailing in a lot of games, what is your opponent going to do? They're going to run the football. When you're consistently running the football, you're not going to have as many pass rush situations. Miami actually went through a streak where they won 4 in a row throughout the month of, November through December 7th, but then they lost 3 out of their last 4. They also lost 4 out of 5 in the month of October, not to mention they began the season losing 3 straight games to Indy, New England, and Buffalo. So we'll see. DJ Reader's the guy you keep hearing about. Calais Campbell's a guy you keep hearing about. I still think they're going to bring in at least one veteran at defensive tackle. Now, they can free up more money. The latest numbers for the Jaguars are this. Team cap space, according to overthecap.com, all right, $5,944,000. You got to sign your free agency class. They could re-sign a player whose contract comes up at the end of the year. Typically, when you do that, you can create a little bit of cash. The dead money right now for the Jags, $53,340,000. That only means that it applies towards the $301.2 million salary cap. That's it. Last year, they were over $80 million. This year, right now, they're 53.3 as far as dead money. Okay, tonight's show brought to you by the Alexander Law Practice. Tonight's a night where you have to drive defensively. Hate to say it, but I'm not going to run away from the obvious. A lot of people took off work early. A lot of people getting after it, drilling cocktails, having a great time on St. Patrick's Day. Unfortunately, some of them are going to get behind the wheel. They shouldn't. Call an Uber. Call a cab. You have to drive defensively all the time, right? People with their cell phones. It's just out of this world. And when most accidents happen, you become the victim of a careless driver on the other side. Now, you could be in a situation right now where you're home alone. You believe that you can't turn anywhere for help. Wrong. The Alexander Law Practice. Let's get it right out of the way. No retainer fee. A lot of people are scared to call a practice because they think they're going to be charged. You're not at the Alexander Law Practice, okay? You're not charged for the phone call. You're not charged for the sit-down, the consultation. You're not charged, or is there a retainer fee? Nothing, okay? And explain your case. You may have medical bills. You may need to see a doctor. Your car could be totaled, okay? These are the type of questions you ask Rick Alexander, who's been doing this and has made it really his life right here in Duval. He's local, okay? Big college basketball fan, big Jags fan. I've been talking to him about the Gators in the NCAA tournament. Talk to him all the time about the Jags. He's one of us, okay? And he's going to put together for you the perfect package that explains what happened, and it's going to end up hopefully being very prosperous when it's all said and done. So just go to Alexander Law Practice. That's your best bet. You can call them 400-6600. You can get an immediate call back, but I do recommend that you go to Alexander Law Practice. All right, let's get things started in our second hour. Let's hear from you. We got a ton to do in our second hour, and it's going to involve you and your questions right here on Into the Nights.
Now, another classic moment in Jags history.
The field goal is good! They have come back from 27-0 to win the game!
1010XL, home of the Jaguars.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Get a healthy start in 2026. The Florida Department of Health in Duval County is here to help you get healthy and stay healthy all year long. Our dedicated team is committed to providing high-quality care and trusted public health services for our community. Our mission is simple: to protect, promote, and improve the health of you and your family. Learn more about our programs and services by visiting duval.floridahealth.gov.
What if the next roof you put on your home was the last one? Not another replacement in 15 or 20 years, the last roof. Metlock Roofing is Florida's only manufacturer and installer of this exclusive roofing system. Engineered for strength, built for Florida weather, backed by a lifetime warranty. Imagine never needing another roof. Call 938-9933 or visit metlokroofing.com. Get your last roof today with Metlock. License number CCC 1335581.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey Jacksonville, Don here, the big cheese at Taco Lou. Well, everyone knows my wife Debbie is the real cheese at the Lou. We just do what we're told. We aren't a sports bar at all, but we have the best selection of the finest tequilas that Mexico has to offer, and that makes any basketball game more fun to watch. So come into Taco Lou in Jacksonville Beach, where we love sports and we love tacos with our tequila. If you're looking for a crew to help with your fiestas at home or work, Taco Lou caters, bringing the tacos to you. Taco Lou in Jacks Beach, where tacos and sports go hand in hand.
What Major League Baseball teams have never won a World Series?
When you file a claim with Southern Oak Insurance, we schedule one of our trusted vendors to work directly with you, which means a faster claim resolution. Find out more at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours, Southern Oak Insurance.
There are 5 Major League Baseball teams that have never won a World Series: Colorado, Milwaukee, San Diego, Seattle, and Tampa Bay.
Southern Oak Insurance, our family protecting yours.
We went to probably 4 or 5 jewelry stores.
Jacksonville's Mitch Fandel went to the town center looking for an engagement ring, but found the big box corporate jewelry experience wasn't for him.
Nobody was really helping us. One of the stores, some people walked in behind us and they were offered beer and champagne, and I'm wearing shorts and a cutoff, so I don't really look the part. So I was like, well, I guess we'll go somewhere else. I don't know if they think we can afford to shop here or what.
So he went across and discovered locally owned Beards Diamonds.
When I walked in, everybody just said, hey, welcome in, welcome to Beards.
Mitch loved the service and attention he got at Beards and ended up with a bigger, better quality diamond.
It was about twice the size of what I thought I could afford, and it was also about twice the size of what my wife thought she wanted.
Today, Mitch tells all his friends, shop local, shop Beards.
You're going to get the best deal on the best diamond.
Unbeatable value, unmatched selection, uncompromising personal service.
Anybody that I know, I want them to shop at Beards.
Beards Diamonds, St. John's Town Center.
For 25 years, Instant Keys has been the go-to locksmith service for car keys, transponders, and even high-tech smart locks. For honest, professional locksmith service,
Instant Keys comes to you. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Killing what's inside of you. She's a witch of trouble in electric blue. In her own mind, she's in love with you.
Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Yeah, beware, folks. People putting stuff in your drink, no doubt, but also the concoction that's put in front of you. Still waiting, if I could develop one thing in life, because I'm not into research, I'm not a doctor, I'm not into science. I would, obviously curing cancer and keeping people alive and not in pain would be number one, but I'm not qualified for that. I think I am qualified, and I wish I could find a way to stop hangovers. Talk about it all the time. And everyone's got a different system. I got one guy who works there. I won't mention his name. His philosophy is drink a ton of water, sit in the sauna, sweat everything out. I'm like, brother, there are times I can't even lift my head. I'm not going into any
I got a
freaking
good
sauna.
remedy, Rick.
What do you got?
Stop drinking.
Oh, okay. There's no doubt. You're going to feel better. I always thought throwing up would make you feel better. And I think in a lot of cases it does. Certainly it makes your stomach feel better. But for me, the hangover can be, well, you can get booze sick and then it becomes your head and your stomach. For me, it's just dealing with the head, right? If you can fix the head, then you're going to be okay. And, today's weather was really chilly. It's much easier to deal with a hangover when it's weather like this compared to, normal Jacksonville when it's 95 degrees. Although some will say you'll sweat it out of you. I don't know. But I've tried everything. The Pedialytes before you go to bed. Here's one that's just freaking laughable. Oh, just drink a glass of water in between every beer. Who really does that? I mean, it gets to the point where the seal is broken. I got to go to the lavatory after every beer. Can you imagine if I was drinking a bottled water after every beer? I'd never leave the bathroom. So that's
a lot
not
of fluids.
Yeah, that's not realistic. Pickle juice is really good. And that actually cured my heartburn. I had this bad heartburn deal because I eat spicy foods on everything. And I tried all this stuff, these chewables and Rolade shakes and whatever it was, to try to get in, and nothing worked. And then all of a sudden I just started drinking pickle juice. And that worked. But I always ask. To me, I drink a ton of Diet Mountain Dew. It gets me going the very next day. But I just wish you could get it and put it in a bottle. And it would be the complete hangover medicine that would work, and it would be as effective as a cup of coffee in the morning. Everyone's got their own ways. Some people can get through it. I got buddies of mine.
You a big coffee drinker, Rick?
I have 2 cups in the morning.
2 cups?
But I don't get up until 11. So I have 2
cream
cups.
And sugar?
No.
Just straight black?
I'll put a little bit of this. What did she get for me lately? It's no sugar sweetener.
Uh-huh.
Just a dab. No sugar, no cream. Just a dab. I like the taste of coffee. I can't go foo-foo with anything. I mean, it drives me nuts, the Starbucks people who pay $8 for a freaking cup of coffee. Give me a gas station coffee for 99 cents, or I'll go to Dunkin' Donuts. I mean, that's just me.
See, I'm weird.
That's the blue collar in me.
I like the smell of coffee. I think it smells great. I don't like the taste of it.
Really?
I hate it.
You don't
But
like
the smell
coffee
of it
ice
is
cream?
good.
You don't like coffee ice cream?
At all, no.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
awesome.
My
Love it.
caffeine intake is 0.
Yeah, you told me
Literally.
that. Yeah. Okay. But this is always the conversation that I have about once or twice a year, and the info, and today's show's really kind of spiraled out of control. You could blame me for it. If the Jags were playing the Colts this weekend, I guarantee you I wouldn't be talking about these things. But instead, it's a St. Patrick's Day that they dropped on us on a Tuesday. And a lot of you people are going to wake up in the morning and you're going to hate yourself. You're going to say, why did I do it? Why did I do it? Why did I do it? If I could just find a way to fix the hangover, and I'm not even speaking on it financially speaking. This is about just trying to be a good guy. Come up with a great name. Like truth teller. I don't know. We come up with something.
Blues Juice.
Yeah. Blues Juice. There you go. I like it. And it would work. And just think about how cool things would be if you knew that you could go to something that did work, like a cup of coffee. People drink coffee when they're hungover. I'm like, I'm going to put on a pot of coffee. I'm like, I can't think of anything worse to put in my body when I'm hungover than hot coffee. Any other day, it's a need. But I don't know what to tell you. You know, the aspirin and the Mountain Dew works pretty good for me. I try the Pedialytes. I'm not sure if they work. You know, you got to stay hydrated. The reason why you get hungover is you become dehydrated. And that's the one thing that alcohol does. They say alcohol is a depressant, all right? I've never been able to fall into that category. I'm very happy when I drink. I become a happy drunk. I was a bartender for years in Tallahassee. There's nothing worse than an angry drunk. I say for the most part, people shouldn't get punched. Angry drunks should get punched. You're also not going to get beat up more than trying to break up fights. My God. Enough of that. Good luck with that. But I just wish we could find that. Now, you know, I look back here on the text line, 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures, getting a ton of stuff in on smoking bong hits, which I thought for the most part, you know, was kind of gone. I didn't think it went out with cassettes or CDs, but I was like, you know, it's kind of exquisite, right? Isn't it? Now the fact that it's legal, you know, you don't have to hide it anymore. But when they give you that medical marijuana, right, it's supposed to be like a little hit out of a bowl or a little hit out of a doobie. I know they have these pre-rolled doobies. Yeah, this is medical marijuana, and you do it in, you know, in a 2-foot bong. 0976. Maybe you can invent a pill that cures hangovers and call it Blue Chew. I love it. What do we put in it, you know? Besides pickle juice, I'm a little torn here. Some sort of concoction with Mountain Dew, pickle juice. I know you do, you know, the Jameson or the Irish. First off, I think Tullamore Dew is a better Irish whiskey than, it's smoother. It is. It's smoother than Jameson.
I Googled the best 4 remedies for a hangover.
What do you got?
Number 1, drink water. Number 2, have a snack. Number 3, take a pain reliever. Number 4, go back to bed.
Well, listen, nothing is better for a hangover than going to bed. And everyone will agree to that. But what if you don't have that option? What if you got to get up, get the kids to school, and you got to go to work? So, the Blue Chew, I love it. But that would come in a pill type of or a gummy. Imagine a gummy, just like the gummy. I mean, a hangover gummy. 8446, 2 p.m. pills before bed and after a meal. Okay. Gas station coffee is the best, 1570. I totally agree. 3950, 11 a.m. wake up. When do you go to bed? I go to bed every night between 3 and 3:30 in the morning.
Every night?
Just about every. Last night, the GF was scratching my back, and I bet I passed out. at like 1:30, and that was probably the earliest that I had fallen asleep in the last couple of months. And she had been asleep for a few hours, woke up.
Wow.
And got the back scratch. The back scratch to me it's like being hypnotized. I'm gonna get drowsy and pass out. By the way, there's nothing at this age, there's nothing better than a back scratch.
I agree. No, it's the head rubs for me. My wife will rub my head and then I'm out.
Yeah, but I stay up until 3 every night. And I'll sleep till 11. Now, there are times I do get up early. You know, if the Jaguars have training camp or if there's something going on, I have an appointment, yeah, then sure I'll get up. But
even during the season, you go to bed that late?
No, not well. You know, it all depends. If I'm going down to do interviews with the Jaguars, I mean, for the most part, they were mid-afternoon a year ago. But during training camp, you know, training camp's early. You know, they're starting out there at 8 a.m. or whatever it is. But I get a lot done at night. I really do. I read a ton of books. And, you know, I stay up at everything that's going on in sports. And a lot of my preparation for the next day's show actually is late at night. I've always been a late night guy. I have. And it's probably because my dad had me in bed at like 8 o'clock at night up until I was a junior in high school. But even at Florida State, I would schedule early morning classes because I knew that I'd be able to get up. I would have to get up, right? And that's why I bet if you were to look at most kids who flunk out of school, it's because they don't know what to do with their downtime. They'll blow off classes. The way that I looked at things, Florida State was a hell of a lot easier for me than high school. Night and day. Why? Because every year in high school, you had to get up at 6 a.m., go to school until, 1:50. Then you have 15 minutes to say goodbye to your girlfriend, get into the locker room, and get dressed for either football, hockey, or baseball. Practice, come home, talk on the freaking phone to the gym, which I hate talking on the phone. At least that's a good thing about today. You could just text, I guess. Do your homework and go to bed. Packed. Always something going. All of a sudden, you go to Florida State, you have all this downtime. If you study, you're going to do well. So to me, and plus I love criminology. So for me, college was a lot easier than high school. Now, if you're studying for something that, you know, if you're going to be a lawyer, you're going to be a doctor, you're going to be something like that, okay, I got you. But if you're just taking, you know, the courses that you are required to take and you dive deep into your major, I thought it was a breeze. All right. Let's get to some sports here on the other side. I promise we will.
I mean, I kind of like the reality talk with Rick Ballou on 1010XL.
You know what? We need to find a cure for the hangover. That's just nasty. I mean, there are so many things in life that unfortunately turn bad. There's really no reason at all why you can't go out, have a hell of a good time, knocking down spirits with friends and family, and then have to pay for it like you've got 1 foot already in the coffin the next morning. It's just wrong.
Don't you think people would drink like way more if they knew that they couldn't get a hangover?
There's no question about it.
It's almost like incentivizing drinking.
Yeah. And you know, like I had a really good buddy who passed, and he lost his taste. He lost his taste. He couldn't taste anything.
Because he drank too much?
I don't know what it was. We lost him, and he was a dear friend, but I'd have conversations with him, and I'm like, if you can't taste, why not just drink non-alcoholic beer?
Yeah.
And he's like, because I enjoy the feeling. I'm like, okay, well, because he he had put on a few. And I'm like, if you can't taste, why not just eat salad? Why not just eat stuff that doesn't have a lot of calories? That's not like you can dive deep into fried chicken or, steaks or whatever it may be. You can't taste it.
Right.
Why not eat rabbit food and lose weight? But I don't know. All right. We got much more to do. With you tonight till 8 o'clock.
Do you know what the secret of life is?
No, what?
One thing. Just one thing.
What's the one thing?
1010XL.
Indoor golf in Ponte Vedra is here. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Play the best courses in the world at Back Nine Golf. Top simulators, analytics to improve your game, or just have a blast with friends or a client. Get this, you can bring your own beverages, including cocktails. Go to back9golf.com, book a tee time today. Membership opportunities, lessons, Back Nine Golf in Ponte Vedra, next to Nice High School. Back Nine Golf, where golf never sleeps.
Gold and silver prices are near all-time highs. If you have old jewelry lying around, Estates Roadshow wants to buy it. Gold and silver, old rings, chains, even broken jewelry. Cash in while gold and silver are hot. The Estates Roadshow is in the First Coast area today through Friday, 10 to 5. In St. Augustine at World Golf Renaissance and in Palm Coast at the Holiday Inn Express. Visit estatesroadshow.com or follow Estates Roadshow on Facebook to see all upcoming local events and locations.
I want total control of my team. The off-season is the time to check under the hood and add replacement parts.
I want to be able to recruit anybody that I want. No interference.
Follow the road to the regular season with AA Automotive and 1010XL.
Rotator cuff injuries are common among athletes and those who have physically demanding careers. Don't let this injury keep you away from the sport you love. Dr. George Bari here, and the first thing you need to do with a serious shoulder injury is to diagnose where the damage is and how significant it is. Rotator cuff tears are either acute tears sustained during an injury or accident, or degenerative tears. If you're interested in learning more about rotator cuff repair and how our expert team of orthopedic surgeons can help you, call Bari Orthopedics today or visit bariorthopedics.com.
You know, Mr. Chubby's Wings is giving away free beer again this year for the Madness Tournament.
Do they really give you a free pint of Budweiser for each game you pick right?
Yes, all you gotta do is fill out your bracket now at 1010XL.com. Overall winner gets tickets to Welcome to Rockville on Saturday. But for free beer, just download your bracket, print it out, and bring it into any Mr. Chubby's Wings location during the games. Every game you pick right, you get a free beer.
Go to 1010XL.com now. It's the Free Beer Chubby Madness Bracket Challenge. See Mr. Chubby's Wings Facebook for full contest details.
Beat the spring cleaning rush and call our cleaning heroes at Zero Res. Hey, Hicken here. Springing forward feels better on freshly cleaned carpets and floors. Let Zero Res remove lingering grime and prepare your home for the brighter days ahead. Check out all of the raging customer reviews online. 4.9 Google rating. This month, $50 per room of carpet clean. Let's take 25% off hard floor cleaning. Hardwood tile LVP when you ask for the 1010XL special. Call 904-287-5727 or go online at ZeroResJacksonville.com. Spell it forward or backward. It spells the same. Zero Res.
Living on Amelia Island, having fun in Fernandina Beach? No matter what brings you to the fun, cozy town, make sure you check out the tap room at Mocama Beer Company. With a full flight of craft creations, from the Cosmico IPA to the Motor, the perfect pilsners and lagers, matching memories and some Mocama magic is what it's all about. Mocama Beer Company in Fernandina Beach, near the big water where the sun is born. And look for more Mocama craft at your local Total Wine or ABC Liquors.
All right, Jacksonville, you know spring has officially arrived when the pollen's flying, the grass is growing, and your septic system starts thinking about getting your attention. Trust me, a simple pump out now can save you from a disaster that'll have the whole neighborhood holding their noses. That's why you call Duck Duck Rooter the only master septic contractor in Northeast Florida. Real pros, not somebody guessing with a shovel. Right now, schedule your spring septic clean and get $50 off septic tank pumping. So when you're stuck, call the Duck, 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
Kubota keeps the job site running smoothly with the #1 selling compact excavator lineup in the world. Reliable, capable, and backed by strong dealer support. Stop by today to power up your crew. Right now, bring home select Kubota excavators with 0% financing available or save up to $4,800. Now through March 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Visit Coastal Equipment in Jacksonville and McClenny to reach your North Florida Kubota Superstore.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Tonight there's gonna be a jailbreak somewhere in this town.
The great Thin Lizzy from Dublin.
Boys, we don't like it. So we're getting up and going.
No need to put them in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Looking right to left.
I mean, why would you?
Coming, I think it's best to move away. Do you hear what I say? From under my breath.
All right, so the grades are in. D- according to CBS, on free agency for the Jaguars. Again, the only other D was Denver, who didn't bring in a player. We know Jacksonville's only brought in one player. That is Chris Rodriguez Jr. Pro Football Focus gave him a C-. Pro Football Focus also graded the three free agents. If you look at the two that Jacksonville brought back, Dennis Gardeck, they gave him a 57.7 rating, which is average. Average is 50 to 59.9. Buster Brown is 72, which is good. According to Pro Football Focus, good is 70 to 79.9. And Chris Rodriguez, 73.5, which is also good. So that's it. That's their rankings. Overall, they gave him a C-. CBS Sports really hard on Jack. So I don't know anything about Garrett Padell, I guess is how you say his name, CBS. I read CBS all the time. Must be fairly new. And I'm guessing he's young. The combination of being new and young, to me, smells like the lack of preparation, the lack of knowledge. It's easy for the national media to pick on Duval. Free agency was explained. Free agency was known by diehard Jaguars fans. Free agency was known by the local media. It was not going to be a free-for-all. They had to clean things up from the last couple of years. And again, they were forced to spend, even overspend a year ago, to fix the culture, to weed out guys who didn't love the game of football and everything else. Let me find this. I got so much in here as far as hangovers and all of this stuff. Getting back to marijuana, saying the best cure for a hangover is to smoke marijuana. Whatever. Okay. I mean, can you go to your job? Can you do things that I just can't see that. Now, back in college, it was a little bit different, right? But talking about going to your place of employment. 3525, what's up, Truth Teller? In your opinion, what were some of Cohen's strengths and weaknesses as a first-time head coach and play caller this past season? Well, many more strengths than weaknesses. Okay? Let me start with the negative, because there's not many. I think you could have a conversation about what he does on fourth down. Even though I gave him a pass, I'm just looking at this as a whole. I think most would say fourth down decisions. I'm going to, for the most part, including the playoff loss, accept that. His play calling, it's what you remember last. I am still having a difficult time understanding why he didn't run Chutin more. I mean, the guy was on fire. 3 carries, 41 yards, and he got one more. He got one more tote. So I think that would be a mistake. Become a better play caller. Now, his strengths, look at what he did with the offense. I mean, they improved by almost 10 points a game, 27.9 a contest. If you're scoring 28 points a game, you're going to win in this league all the time. the fact that he got here and identified the offensive line and just how important that was and stuck with it, considering at times it was a patchwork offensive line. They didn't have a lot of consistency. They didn't have a lot of continuity on that offensive line because guys were filling in for other guys. I mean, look at that offensive line last year. Everyone went down. Cole Van Lanen played the jumbo, the third tackle. He played left tackle. He played left guard. And I should say he started at left tackle. He started at left guard. He started at right guard. He started at right tackle. So I think the ability of he and his staff to get guys that were kind of just here and then get them to play the best football of their career. I mean, if I had said to you a year ago, Cole Van Lanen was on the cusp of signing a 3-year, $51 million contract, you'd tell me that I'm on dope. Parker Washington, Antonio Johnson, Devin Lloyd. I thought he had 2 really good hires, 2 future coaches in Anthony Campanile. And he's probably going to be the first to go when it's all said and done. So, I thought he did a really nice job with the staff. I think he did a nice job knowing how and when to push buttons. And you can go, because, Grant Udinski and Anthony Campanile, coordinators, position coaches, even though they can be expressive, and I think this is a transparent group, they're still going to keep things, for the most part, close to the vest. It's up to the head coach to tell you something. Doug Peterson told you nothing, right? I mean, he was Coach Peak 101. Urban Meyer was on planet Mars. Urban Meyer acted like he was stoned. You get to Liam Cohen, and he would, called out Anton Harrison in camp. There was just one guy right there. Yet Anton, responded. And it's tough for that offensive line because it was so beaten up. Patrick McCarty was really beaten up. Ezra Cleveland probably played the best. He wasn't 100%. Hainsey missed time. Walker Little, we talk about him all the time. But to me, a more serious situation, the Brian Thomas Jr. deal, we still don't really know what happened. Okay? And there's still people out there that think he's going to get moved, which to me makes absolutely no sense. I have never thought that they would trade him. You're never going to get the value. You're going to pay him $2.1 million this year. You're going to pay him $2.8 million next year. You're not going to get value for $4.9 million out of the next 2 years for a guy who can still be a number 1 wide receiver. And I have no idea what happened behind the scenes. It could be a number of different things. But the support was there. There was never any talk from Liam Cohen or anyone else that he was on the move, that they would, reports came out, anonymous reports, inside, whatever. There was never a name attributed to it. And again, trust the local when it comes to this type of stuff. To a man or a woman, I don't think anyone, if so, please correct me, came out and said that Thomas was on the move. So I think he did a really good job there. I think the whole Trevor situation, he took Trevor Lawrence. Remember the pounding of the chest and the comments that were made. Some local comments, some national comments. There's friction between Lawrence and Cohen. They're not going to be... Please. A lot of you probably already forgot that. That stuff happens all the time. I was a sideline reporter for 8 years. My responsibilities were to report only on what I saw, not what I heard. Well, I heard a ton. And trust me, that stuff happens all the time. Almost every series, almost every non-successful series, offense or defense. You got the comments going back and forth between players on players, players on coaches. I mean, that stuff happens all the time. They made such a big deal out of that. I could go on forever. I'll just wrap it up with this. Maybe the biggest component of the entire year was when Liam Cohen said to Trevor Lawrence, let it rip. Forget about making mistakes. Go out and play football. I think it got the attention it deserved locally, okay? But to me, that is massive because other coaches would have tried to dumb things down. Look at what they did in Minnesota with J.J. McCarthy. They took away crossing patterns. They took away throwing over the middle of the field because his accuracy was down. Liam Cohen did the exact opposite. He said, watch this. Go out and play football. If you throw a pick, you throw a pick. That may have been the biggest comment all year. And he certainly said it one-on-one to Trevor and then, revealed that to the media. But that was just huge. So much, much more positively here than negatively in year one for Liam Cohen. And this is going to be a better football team. It is. I mean, Devin Lloyd was a good football player. Travis Etienne was a good football player. I don't think they're going to miss Greg Newsome. I don't think they're going to miss Andrew Wingard. I think you're going to be able to replace the other two. They are draft and replace type of positions. You're talking about an outside linebacker and a running back. Very replaceable. So I think they're a better team. My math, if you look at 12 on offense, 12 on defense, my math has them losing 4 out of the 24. Think about that for a moment. Okay? The only one you're losing on offense that was a starter is Travis Etienne. Well, you've added Rodriguez. And you got year 2 now coming up for both Tootin and Allen. All right? The rest of your offense is intact, unless you want to have an argument about Diami Brown, or if you want to have an argument about Johnny Mundt. Defensively, you lose Lloyd. You lose Newsome. You lose Dewey. Okay. Caleb Ransaw is now your third safety with Antonio Johnson and with Eric Murray. A guy by the name of Travis Hunter now is in your secondary replacing Greg Newsome. And he's there with Jordan Lewis, and he's there with Jarian Jones, and they're going to add more members within that secondary. That's going to be a place that they go in this draft pretty early, maybe not as early as I would like. In my opinion, they've really done a nice job identifying corner. I mean, you have 4 corners now and you have 3 running backs now. Depth, yes, absolutely. I got you. But I think they're solid right now as far as the starters. So those are the guys they lost, and they already have replacements sitting here. And you still have a wave of free agency, and you've got 11 draft picks, including 57, 81, 88, and 100. You're going to have a better roster. You're going to have a better team. You're going to have a tougher schedule, and you're going to have expectations. That's another great part of Liam Cohen. I mean, can you imagine how former teams would react when they blew a 19-point lead in Houston? How they got a terrible call on Hunter and lost in Cincinnati? How they got steamrolled 35-7 in London? They bounced back every time. They also didn't settle in when they were successful, and they won 8 in a row. And they won and they won. This team learned how to win. This team learned how to close. This team learned how to deal with success. You gotta put that on Liam Cohen as well. I mean, tremendous. Good and bad. They were even keel. I could really go on forever here. I mean, this is a 12-pack minimum conversation. You know what happens if I was to drink 12 beers with you and talk about this? Well, I'd wake up in the morning, hung ass over.
XL takes you inside the program director's office with Dan and Jeff.
Been a lot of complaints already.
Mornings
Fooling around in the course, bad language. If you guys want to get fired,
on 1010XL.
just keep it up.
Baloo here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Homeowners, you taking a look at your lawn yet? Let me guess, you're looking at your lawn wondering what to do after a historically cold season. Well, if you want your lawn to bounce back quick, you gotta call topdressing.com. Nobody else can do what they do. Their proprietary process. I've never seen anything like it, and neither will your neighbors. They will have your lawn looking like a golf course. Nobody else can do it. They're no secret now, so get ahead of it. Call for a free estimate. Be the envy of your neighbors. Top dress your lawn like the pros with topdressing.com.
What if the next roof you put on your home was the last one? Not another replacement in 15 or 20 years, the last roof. Metlock Roofing is Florida's only manufacturer and installer of this exclusive roofing system. Engineered for strength, built for Florida weather, backed by a lifetime warranty. Imagine never needing another roof. Call 938-9933 or visit metlokroofing.com. Get your last roof today with Metlock. License number CCC 1335581.
Frank Frangie here for Coil Fencing. Since 1927, Jacksonville has trusted Coil Fencing to protect what matters. And I trust them too. From tough chain link to your commercial project to sleek aluminum fencing your HOA will love, Coil does it all. Did you know that Coil can also install, service, and maintain those automatic gates that help protect your neighborhood or business? To schedule a complimentary consultation, visit CoilJacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com. Coil Fencing, A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
If you've been in an auto accident, you can count on the experts at San Jose Collision to return your vehicle to pre-accident conditions. San Jose Collision can also provide a fresh paint job to freshen up your vehicle or completely change its appearance. They can paint and repair all foreign and domestic cars and trucks. When quality and professionalism are important to you, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
Bueller, stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal.
Stand back, Jason. I'm gonna
Sneeze? Yeah, I saw that coming.
It's all this spring pollen, Jason. It's outside and it's inside my house, and I just can't stop. I can't stop.
Sneezing? Okay, let me help you with that.
How can you help?
At Bueller Air and Plumbing, we can improve your indoor air quality with air purifiers, UV lights, and filtration systems. Every new system we install includes high-efficiency 4-inch filters that work better and last longer, even if you forget to change them.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Life can get pretty dusty sometimes. If you spend all day, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Hoops action continues this Friday. Enjoy the madness with the shows of 1010XL. Watch the Friday games of the tournament and enjoy food and drink specials all day. Starting with Helmets and Heels, live from Big Dog's Tavern on Blanding Boulevard. Then join the Frangie Show at Fourscore, a golf tavern on Gate Parkway from 4 to 6. Then finish the day with Into the Night with Rick Ballou and Hacker After Dark at Top Dog Tavern on Old St. Augustine Road. Now that's the way to celebrate hoops.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
Well, with the golden moment, I'm going to push it ahead a little bit, about 25 minutes, and that's from the right arm of Nolan McLean. He has made only 8 starts in his professional baseball career with the New York Mets, and the 24-year-old right-hander gets the baseball tonight for Team USA as they take on Team Venezuela. This is going to be outstanding. I'm really looking forward to this. The United States is favored. Total runs is 8.5. But this is good. This is good baseball. And I want to say that the regular season begins on the 26th. I know that this is the earliest start in the history of Major League Baseball. I think they have a couple of games that are being played outside of the country. And then it's a full slate of ball games, I want to say, starting a day, maybe too late. But I believe it's March 26th when the regular season actually does begin. So I know, for baseball, you're either in or you're out. There's really not much in between. I don't want to compare this. I don't even want to what we just saw with the gold medal in the Olympics with both the women's hockey team and the men's hockey team. It's not the same thing, but it still is pretty cool. And I'm looking forward to watching it tonight. I think it's going to be a really interesting baseball game. So that is coming up tonight, beginning just after 8 o'clock. A little bit of football news today. Jalen Waddle moved to the Broncos from Miami. So, here's a guy who's been on the trade block for quite some time. I mean, there was a lot of talk that Max Crosby was going to get traded. There was a lot of talk that, there were others who were going to end up getting moved. Not as many trades as I think we thought. And, you get some guys who end up getting traded once the NFL draft is here, although that's usually picks for picks. Tua was traded. Not too many. I guess officially Geno Smith was traded after being released. Also, Hollywood Brown going to the Philadelphia Eagles. All right. If he could stay healthy, he's a good wide receiver. That's the big if, though. Not a big guy. He's only about 5'9", only has 1 year in the NFL where he went north of 1,000 yards. That was in Baltimore in 2021. So he spent 3 years in Baltimore, 2 years in Arizona, 2 years in Kansas City, kind of putting together a Brandon Cooks type of career, if you will. Couple of years with the team, then move on. A Jalen Ramsey type of career, if you will. All right. Let's take our final break of the night. Tomorrow night, we're going to have a ton for you. Tomorrow night, we're going to do our brackets. All right? We got the play-in games going on tonight. 2 tonight, 2 tomorrow night. Right now, Howard is up 49-41 over UMBC. That is halftime. All right? Texas and NC State tonight at 9:15. Tomorrow night, 2 games. Prairie View, A&M, and Lehigh. The winner takes on number 1 Florida in Tampa. Lehigh's a 3.5-point favorite over Prairie View. That's tomorrow at 6:40. So we'll be able to keep you updated on that ball game from Dayton, Ohio. Then the late nighter tomorrow night, Miami of Ohio at SMU. If you haven't checked or done your brackets yet, both Florida and Miami play very late on Friday night. So we'll go through our brackets tomorrow. Also, John Osher, the very latest on the Jaguars. All of that is coming up tomorrow night, but we got much more to do here on this Tuesday.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
Before the regular season begins, cash in on baseball right now with a title on the line. This is Joe C. for Hard Rock Bet, and 20 nations are battling for the World Baseball Crown. Step up to the plate and take your swing all tournament long on Hard Rock Bet. Lock in on all the action and make every pitch matter more on Hard Rock Bet. Easy to navigate and cash a winning bet. Download the Hard Rock Bet app now. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Firehouse Subs is adding a new heavy hitter to the roster, the Chicken and Cheddar Rancher. Grilled chicken, melted cheddar, crispy bacon stacked high with fresh toppings, creamy buttermilk ranch. The Chicken and Cheddar Rancher, only at Firehouse Subs.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, we know not every injury happens on game day. Sometimes it's rolling your ankle, weekend yard work, or just playing catch with your kids. That's why we built a team of fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons, experts in everything from knees and shoulders to spine and sports injuries in hand. Whether you're chasing championships or chasing your dog, we've got you. Learn more at osjax.com. That's osjax.com.
Kubota keeps the job site running smoothly with the #1 selling compact excavator lineup in the world. Reliable, capable, and backed by strong dealer support. Stop by today to power up your crew. Right now, bring home select Kubota excavators with 0% financing available or save up to $4,800. Now through March 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Visit Coastal Equipment in Jacksonville and McClenny to reach your North Florida Kubota Superstore.
I'm Frank Frangie. Life-changing is an understatement for the 180 I've seen with my daughter Amber. She's now lost over 100 pounds with Awaken 180 in just 9 months. A true 180. Not just on the scale either, in her energy, her confidence, the way she lives. And what I love about Awaken 180 is we knew it would work. It wasn't a hope. It wasn't a guess that maybe it'll work. Amber started the programming knowing this was going to be her solution. Now, you've heard stories from our hosts and clients and probably people you know personally who've reclaimed their life thanks to Awaken 180. It works for the person who needs to lose 25 pounds. It worked for Matt Hayes, who wanted to lose 40. It worked for Hacker, who's lost more than 120 pounds. And it's worked for Amber, who's well over 100. That's why I believe in it. Whatever your scale number is, call the number that will work for you. 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com. Once again, that number is 844-346-1800 or you can reach them online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Hey, it's Brent with Arcosa Crushed Concrete. If you've got concrete or asphalt rubble on your site, let me buy it from you, and I will recycle it into construction material for your future projects. Arcosa Crushed Concrete. Get paid for what you don't need.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, Hacker Nation is up. He'll take you over for the next couple of hours. Quick reminder, Thursday night, both myself and Hacker, 6 to 10, will be at Mr. Chubby's out at Ponte Vedra Beach. That's Thursday. Then Friday at Top Dog over in Bartram. That'll be the same deal. From 6 until 10. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day to you. I know you got the green on. I've always thought my last name sufficed on St. Patrick's Day.
But Ryan Green, you have to be Irish.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, no, really interesting day, obviously, with the NCAA tournament starting. I know the first 4 in Dayton's going on right now. Obviously, a big trade in the NFL. And I just got done. I don't know if you've seen it, Rick. Max Crosby has a podcast called The Rush.
Okay.
And he had dropped a new episode today where he kind of outlined everything that went on in Baltimore with that whole situation. Really, really interesting. Now, it's from Max Crosby's perspective. I'm sure the Ravens might have a differing perspective, but it does not put the Ravens in the most positive light as far as what went down in that whole situation.
Yeah, I saw the headline. I may check that out tonight or tomorrow, but you knew he was going to cave in eventually. And that's, the one positive. I don't want to take away from what we do and what people like us have done for almost 100 years. But when they have these type of podcasts and things like this, and they have more time, there are situations where athletes go off where they normally would not with traditional media.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt, because they're in a setting with their buddies and they're doing it from their house or in their own studio. And long story short, Max Crosby said he was in the Baltimore Ravens facility for about 5 hours. He kept asking to see the GM and the coach, right, Eric DaCosta and Jesse Minter, and they didn't come down and see him, not once. And then he had to be taken up to their office right as he was leaving 6 hours after arriving, where he finally got to see him. But that's when they told him their doctor saw something on the imaging that they didn't like. So just, again, his perspective,
but it did not paint the Ravens in the most positive light.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Okay, and the media's been all over them as well in Baltimore. They're not happy at all. What do you got going on tonight?
Yeah, we're going to talk a lot of Jaguars. John Shipley, Jaguars on SI. Boy, he's had a lot of great content this offseason, so we'll get John coming up here in the 8 o'clock hour. And then obviously some NCAA tournament talk. Neil Blackman, the Florida Basketball Hour podcast, he joins me. Also Max Barr of the Southeastern 16 as the madness is underway. We'll go from 68, Rick, to 66 tonight. And then down to 64 tomorrow before ultimately the field of 64 begins Thursday at noon.
We'll see. It starts at 6:40 tomorrow. Lehigh, again, favored by 3.5 points. Always a lot of fun. Enjoy your show tonight.
Thanks, buddy.
It's going to do it for us. Thank you. What a lot of fun this was on this St. Patrick's Day. You're getting after it. Enjoy. You're getting after it. Don't drive. That's all we ask. Enjoy the concoctions. Have a good time with you and your friends. Just respect others. Do not booze and drive. I really mean that. And we're going to find a way to cure a hangover. We're going to do it right here on Into the Night. We're working on it as we speak. Thank you to Ryan O'Halloran. Thank you to Aaron Williams. My name is Rick Ballou. Have a great St. Patrick's Day. We'll talk with you on